Welcome back. It's 8:42. You're watching and listening to Breakfast with Martin and Ellie.
And joining us to go through some of the day's headlines this morning is author and journalist Susan Holder and broadcaster and lawyer Andrew Ebon. Very good to see you both this morning. And Susan, we wanted to start with you with this story about your dear husband, Noddy Holder, and his battle with cancer of the esophagus.
Correct. Yeah. So it's a breaking story this week, really. We 5 years ago, Noddy was diagnosed with esophageal cancer and was given 6 months to live, which, as you can imagine, was terrifying and horrifying. But the good news is we're 5 years later, and he's had a form of chemotherapy that was very targeted, very intense. When he was given it 5 years ago, they told him that it was something that they hadn't really given to anybody his age. He was 72 when he was diagnosed and when they gave it to him. And they never make any promises with any cancer treatment, but he's doing great. And we've decided to talk about it now to raise awareness of esophageal cancer. It's not the same as throat cancer. It's one of the gastric cancers, and it's not something that gets a lot of attention. And we also want to help the Christie with the work they're doing into the amazing treatment that they have.
As a lifelong, fan of Noddy, I mean, first of all, God bless him. The nation, I'm sure, is sending that collective love.
I know we've shocked some people, and it's not what we meant to do, and we don't want to upset anybody. And and also, we're very aware that a lot of people are going through all sorts of different things and all sorts of different illnesses, and we don't have the magic answer, but we can say to people, even with a devastating diagnosis like that, there is always hope. You never know. They're bringing on treatments all the time, and this treatment that he had has kept him healthy now for, the last 4.5 years.
And how are you, and how is Noddy? And especially now that you're sharing the story so openly after so long.
It's harder than I thought to talk about, actually.
Of course it is.
I kind of thought, oh, this far on, and he's been well for so long.
Well up now,
and I know.
And you are. You're looking well up now.
It's a difficult one because it takes you back there. And one of the reasons we kept it private was that Noddy wanted to deal with it in his own way, which was to kind of focus and to concentrate. He's done it all with good humour. He's the kind of same naughty, mischievous person he's always been, and he's been through it all like that all the way. But telling other people is one of the hardest things because you see the pain you're causing other people and the worry, and we didn't want to do that, and we don't want to do that now, obviously. He's got a load, and we've had amazing messages, lots of wonderful supportive messages, but yeah, so that's why we're kind of doing it now. But we won't kind of, we don't want to keep on talking about it forever. We want to be able to do the work we want to do with the Christie Hospital and raise some kind of funds for the gastric cancer research fund and things like that. But yeah, so it's a weird one.
And you're talking about the first TV interview. When does that go out? Where can we see it? And what kind of things does Noddy talk about?
Yeah, so he talked on Channel 5 News and on the Alexis Conran show on Channel 5 the other day. There might be other things coming up as well. So he talked about how he kind of faced it, really, and he very honestly, and I was there, so I know it's true, he took that diagnosis on the chin and just went, I've had a great life, I've had a great time. He was worried about me, he was worried about his 3 children, his 2 grandchildren. That was what upset him. But as a kind of person, he just kind of went, well, it is what it is. And at the time when we were told there was nothing they could do, I didn't know what to do. I need a plan. I need to have something that I'm kind of working to, even if they can't give you any particular guarantees or hope. You just everyone knows you just need something to be focusing on. He just kind of went, well, it is what it is, but that we were obviously thrown this lifeline.
Oh, Susan, honestly, thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
story
you for
with us. I know it's
asking.
really difficult. You've been through a lot in the past 5 years, but we're sending all of our love to both of you.
Thank you so much.
And it's incredible that you are now using this experience, this painful experience that you had over the last 5 years to raise awareness.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. Anybody in the public eye who can talk about these things, and as Susan said, we've been discussing it, had been getting on fabulously in the green room, but talking about that, because it really just helps others out there. And it is that message of hope. Because it's devastating,
it is a message of hope,
stuff.
yeah.
But we were talking, the other thing we were talking about, was a perfect link into this, is the perfect pair. Because working on that basis, if Noddy and Susan are perfect pair, this is a little report here, about, they've done a little research, and they say say what fish and chips are the #1 in the poll to find terrific twosomes. They've got things like burgers and chips, salt and vinegar, Tom and Jerry. They've even got fries and milkshake. But there's a few which we thought were missing.
Yeah.
Lennon and McCartney
Yeah.
didn't even make it.
Bizarre.
What about Dale Boy and Rodders?
Well,
Yes, they are there. That's a good one.
13,
Yeah,
can
they
you
are
believe it?
there.
Absolutely, you can have a look.
Yeah.
We've got Ellie and Martin.
Yeah, that might have been. I think that was 51. It only goes up to 50.
It's got to be good.
But they've missed a few comedy ones, I think. They haven't got people like Morecambe and Wise.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's
Laurel
that?
and Hardy aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm showing my age, maybe. Maybe they've asked some very young people who don't know who Laurel and Hardy. But I mean, even the Chuckle Brothers aren't there. I think they've missed a few comedy.
I think that's Sam and Ella. You work on that.
But there's some here that are quite surprising. So the obvious one for me would be tea and biscuits, right?
Absolutely.
That's the most British answer ever.
Yeah,
Number
have that.
5. Yeah, that's quite low down the
you
list.
think so?
We go together like rabbit, ding dong, or whatever the song
really
is.
do. Well,
That's not bad.
Susan, Andrew, it's been so good to see you both this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thank you, especially for sharing that. It was amazing.
Thank you very much.